Alright guys, it's time for another headache. What's up guys? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you for joining me today. So, I still have a lot of the inside of the Grand Am torn apart because I have the stereo out, and upon taking the stereo out, I noticed a huge issue when it comes to the wiring. Somebody had an aftermarket system in here at one point, and they completely cut off the original harness, but they rewired everything onto the original bulkhead that goes onto the backside of the original stereo when they put the original stereo back on. And that's something I'm going to have to fix. So that's still apart for the time being. The last vlog actually showed us it's probably fixed in the last vlog, but as I'm filming this, I decided to not do that today. We've also discovered that there's an aftermarket remote start and alarm system on this vehicle. So there's a huge mess under the driver's side of the dashboard now, and I was gonna work on taking that out today, but I don't feel like doing that either. I gotta make sure that I get everything that we need, properly hooked up. But, instead of doing that stuff, I am going to do something that I really wanted to take care of early on in the game of owning this Grand Am, and that is fixing, or replacing, I should say, replacing the sunroof assembly. And I'm not really looking all that forward to doing this, but it's got to be done, and I don't want the tape that I have sitting on here for too much longer. So hopefully I can get all this situated before it gets dark. It is warm. It's warm in here anyway, and the sun has been out the entire time that I was at the junkyard, so I'm probably going to be burnt tomorrow. It's a little cloudy now, so I came back out here, and hopefully the clouds stick around, and we'll go ahead and do what we got to do to get this sunroof assembly out. So let me go ahead and show you what we got on our very first junkyard run for the 03 Grand Am. Also, might I add that a lot of the other Grand Ams that I've seen at the junkyard seem to have this very same problem. So I don't know what it is about these fenders. The door crushes them at some point. Whatever. Okay, this is it. This is the inside portion of it that you're looking at here. So yes, I ripped this out of a 04 Grand Am GT. It was orange. You can see our tracks. The window was completely closed when I found it, so the tracks look like they were lined up perfectly fine. I stripped it of everything while it was in the car, so the motor, the module that goes here, the glass, and even the shade. I stripped it all off because we're going to obviously just use the ones that we have. It all seems to work just fine. So yeah, it looks like it's in good order. Like I said, when I found it, the window was completely closed on this other Grand Am. So that's it. Cables are there, and all we gotta do is, well, basically just tear that one apart, transfer everything over to this, and then put the assembly back up. Also today, this is our radio harness that I got to wire back in. I'm not looking forward to doing this, but it is what it is. And we got our little fog light and dimmer bezel, because the other one's got that weird hole in it now from part of that remote start, that kill switch that I found in there. So we'll change that out today, because that'll be a quick and easy thing, and then that's one less little thing we got to worry about. So, oh boy. What we do have to do though is get the headliner down and out of the car. Taking it out is going to make this a little bit easier rather than fighting with the headliner. And I learned that when I was in the Grand Am at the junkyard trying to get the other assembly out. So there's a lot we got to dismantle. The process itself really isn't all that bad. It's just hoping that we don't break anything in the process of removing all this stuff. So we need to get the sunshades down, the sun visors. To do that, there's some Phillips screws that hold the visors on both sides. And these are what I had a hard time with. I guess you push this up. It does push up, does it? It did move a little bit. I think you need a screwdriver, like a flathead. You jam it up in there, you push in, and then I guess you're able to pry it out. I'm not sure. So hopefully I don't break these in the process. So yeah, it's like this one's down. I don't know if it's supposed to be down. Yeah, see, it goes up. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that's what you're supposed to do. We can leave the button on. We don't have to take the button out of the sun visor. But the wiring is taped, so once the sun visor starts coming down, we might have to remove the tape. We have to unplug our dome light from the back side of this. It's back here somewhere. The train's here. We have to remove this garnishment from the edge of this sunroof assembly. So it just, you can kind of see, it goes on the actual sunroof. There's several tracks there. So when we put it back on, we just kind of insert it, push it around, and then just push it back in there. We have to remove the rear coat hooks from both sides under or above the back windows. Seat belts have to come off. So we pull this entire upper trim down. We have to pull this out also, but we don't have to take it out. We just have to get this bottom piece out of the way, because that will give us room to pull this piece down and out. And then once we get toward the back, we have to take the glass off of here by using a Phillips screwdriver. We should be able to just carefully pry it around somewhere. Or the lens comes off, and then there's 4 tabs inside of here that we have to release, and that'll drop the light down. And when we get to back here, we just pull from the back. These are push pins back here. I guess we just pull close to them and it'll pull it out of the thing, out of the ceiling. I think that's everything. We're gonna try to do this without removing these, because I guess these are pretty brittle. These A-pillars will break. When I tore the ones off of the orange Grand Am, I think one of them did break, one of the clips on the back. So if I can slide this this ceiling headliner out from the back, try to get the wedge through here, then maybe we don't have to take them off. If we have to, then we'll just have to be extremely careful. We also have to take this rubber molding off. This rubber molding here around the doors kind of tucks, the sun visor tucks underneath it. It's attached to the entire weather stripping on the outside, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's all gonna have to be pulled loose. I think it just slides over top of the door sill, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna try here. Just pull it down. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like that. See, it's just one large rubber piece. So we'll have to pull all this down anyway when we get to that point. Then you can see the headliner. So that's what we're gonna end up doing. So let me get my Phillips screwdriver, and we'll work on getting the sunshades and the things that hold the sunshades, the clips. We'll try to get those out first, and we'll kind of work our way back. So the Grand Am that I took the sunroof from, had a huge wasp nest in the passenger side mirror. Thank God the windows were up on that side of the car when I was in there trying to tear it out. But they kept coming in, or wanting to come in a little bit, so not only was it extremely hot earlier to be in a car doing that, but I had to deal with them too. You guys who have been following my channel for a while know that I have a pretty bad history when it comes to working on cars and wasps nearby. This is our driver's side. I don't think there's a way to screw those up. So you push up. Oh, yeah, it pushes up all right. Oh, okay, so you push it up, comes out of the back, and then you wiggle it out? I guess so. Okay, and then once it's pushed in, and it's up against the ceiling, I'm assuming, this will lock it back in and push that thing back down. Okay. Okay, so our sun visor and our sun visor clips are gone. At this point, you can see if our pillars were off. This front is ready to come down. I unplugged our mirror. This is all it is. The connector is on the bottom, so you just push it in and pull it out. So that's disconnected. So now I guess I'm going to go back there. We're going to get the coat hooks off, the seat belts, and hopefully we can pry those pillars, plastic pillars, off without breaking them. Alright, so with the coat hangers in the back, all you do is take a flathead screwdriver and you pry these centers out of these coat hangers, and then they just pull right out. So that's kind of cool. So we'll just set that there. Try to demonstrate this one. So it just pulls out. You try to pull on it a little bit, and then they just come out. So that does it for that. Now we gotta get the seatbelts off, and these seatbelt covers up here on the buckles, they just they just fly right off. So you pull them off. We have a Torx bit. Ooh, I hope I have a Torx bit that size. That's pretty large. Well, as to be expected, I do not have a Torx bit that size. However, a 1/4 inch Allen head, I was able to get it in there, and it works. Probably shouldn't do that because it could easily strip that bolt out. But it is working. These have to be fairly tight too, so I might not put the seat belts back on. You know, this car is not going anywhere for a little while. I did the same thing with my tech when, you know, we had to take the seat belts off. I feel the tension. There we go. Hey, okay, so the seat belt is off. We'll set that down there. So I'll probably have to get a socket or a Torx bit that size, and that way it'll be done properly. But for the time being, this is what we got to work with, and that's what I'm gonna use. Guys, the sun is out again. Ugh, I really wish I had a garage to do all this stuff in. Now we get to do the light. So like I said, we should be able to carefully pry. There we go, get the lens off. I have to pry both sides. I'm surprised the light on this one is still up there. Sometimes they eventually will sag and hang. And then there's 4 tabs somewhere. Okay, I think there were only 2 tabs. No, there's 4. I'm sorry. Don't mind me. This stays up here, but there's the tab there, and there. So that stays there. We're gonna go ahead and unplug this. I'm probably gonna need 2 hands for this also. Okay, and that's that.
So while we're back here, and we have to do our pillars, so this is the part that I'm a little nervous about. We might have to start pulling our door trim down, our moldings. Like so, because it goes around the side here. It's gonna be weird because it's the two-door, so it's gonna keep flying back up, which is fine. We just need to get it off of here, off of around here, definitely off of up there as much as possible. So that'll do. I'm gonna have to try to open this door. There we go. Oh. Two doors, right? There we go. Same thing, just try and grab it. Pull. That's good enough for now. It's off of all the areas that we need it to be off of. And we have to pull this away first. So, oof. Yikes. Oh, okay, so that's already coming off there. Yeah. You can see how it tucks in behind there. There's one more tab back there. I don't know if I can get it because of the seat. It wants to go back in. There it is. All right, so that one's loose. And now we should be able to pull this off, I hope. I don't have any trim tools, unfortunately, so it's like I'm always worried about where the best place to do this is going to be. There's on the right track. There's styrofoam behind here too. Did it break? Nope, it's still intact. Oh yeah, the sound of plastic. Oh, they had it glued up there too. That's a sunroof drain, guys. So that's one of our sunroof tubes. I don't think we have to take this off. As you can see, the headliner is pretty much clear of that, so I don't think we really have to take it off all the way to the back. So that should be good enough there. Now we have to do the same to the other side. This, I think, seat needs to come up a little bit. Oh yeah, this is the seat that slides. I forgot. How handy. I really hope this plastic goes back in. Oop, don't bend, don't pull it there. Up, up, down, down. Oh boy. I think I saw a bee or a wasp or something up in there. Are you kidding me? All right. That was interesting. Hopefully it's not alive. Oh my word, see? See? I think, is it dead? Oh, I hope it's dead. It's dead. I just got done telling you guys about all these yellow jackets I had to deal with. Alright, so that should be good enough there. So now I gotta get back there again. The challenges of working on a coupe. Alright, from here we should be able to just pull these tabs down. Hopefully there's no other surprises up there. That'd be awful. So we just pull in those tabs and the whole back side of this headliner should come down, hopefully without any problem. Alright, so what I did, I just pulled these out because if you grab, it's gonna bend that, and these headliners are really finicky over time. The fabric starts to sag, and This is all still glued on pretty well, so I'm really hoping I can retain that. So what I did was I kind of pulled on the back just a little bit, and then it loosened up the pins. So then I pushed the headliner back up, but I grabbed a hold of the pins and just yanked them out. So at this point, that's free. We need to take this off. So like I said, this just comes around like so. As you can see, the headliner's falling as we pull that off. So now the whole back side of our headliner is hanging, and all we have to do now is try to slide it through the back to get the front loose. Watch the wiring that's up here, and then we got to try to wiggle it out of the car, and I'm going to try to get it through this door. Hopefully we can maneuver it out. So if we take this and I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else up here. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take those pillars off. It might be a little bit easier. Just hopefully we don't break them. Alright, so let's start at the top. Hopefully. I don't know. Yeah, this is going to... Oh, okay. That's fine. Let's set the seat here so the headliner doesn't necessarily come all the way down. Alright, that wasn't so bad. We got one pillar taken care of. Let's see if we can get the other one. Hopefully without breaking it. Pull this down a little more. Nope. Oh, that had glue on it. Some of them have glue, some don't. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Hey look, so our headliner's down. Okay, so now we need to go over to the other side. And here's the wiring I'm talking about. So this is for the switch. There's a pull on that tab and wiggle the wiring off like so. This is the main power supply for the sunroof motor and such. So again, try to pry this up, wiggle that out. I think that's a grasshopper. Anyway, no other surprises. Good. This is taped. Where's that going? I can't tell. It's going to the back somehow. Oh, that's probably for the rear window defogger. Is there another disconnect in there? I can't see. Alright, well, so like I said, this other wiring and stuff is taped. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, honestly, I'm probably not really going to remove the headliner. I'm going to try to do this without doing it. We can get to everything for the most part. There's not a whole lot, you know, that really is going to be that big of an issue, because I'm not sure where that is hooked up to, and I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know if I want to mess with that. So I think I'm just going to try to do it here. But as you can see, the whole sunroof assembly is exposed now. At this point, I am going to remove the glass and take it off. Yeah, so we have our tape marks that I was expecting to have. Boy, but it's okay. It did its job. We'll get some goo gone. We'll take care of all this. It could be a lot worse, but it's all that I had. And it did the job. That's all I cared about. But we'll get it all cleaned up. Alright, no more tape. The only time it'd be easy for the sunroof or the headliner to be out is when you're gonna do the last of the little stuff. But that's okay. See, we have a hole here, so. Alright, so let's move the sunshade here. The sunshade is broke. It's loose. The other one from the other car was also loose and stained, so I did not buy it. Like I said, there's 3 screws on each side of this window if you're doing this for the first time. For me, I only have 2. They are T20s. So I got an extension on this last time. It's coming. Alright, so now we can get the glass. Also, don't forget to disconnect your sunroof drain tubes. They paint over the tubes at the factory. It's very interesting. So, ooh, they might be stuck. Oh, there we go. Yeah, be very careful with these. You can see there's cracks on it already, so this hose, you don't want to end up ruining it. Just the front is painted. The backs are not. There's 2. And there's 2 more on this side here. Might be easier to go to the other side and do this. There's that one. I'll have to get the other one from the back. Okay, and like I said, once those 6 screws are out, take 2 hands, take off your glass. And there's what it looks like without the glass. So you can see how far back this arm is compared to that arm. So I wasn't sure if I was able to fix this or not with this existing track. Just figured it'd probably be best to get another one. So at this point in time, the only thing left to do is take the assembly out. There are 6 bolts. They're 10mm. There's one there. There's one here. And there's one there. Also, these white tabs need to be pushed in as well. And it's the same exact thing on the other side. From there, this whole assembly will drop down, including this, which, like I said, is broke. We might as well just take that out now. You can see where the tabs look like they're gone. It's not that big a deal. I don't think it's going to affect anything while we're actually driving the car, and if it does, then oh well. So from there, basically what you're going to see once we take that out is that. The only thing is where you have to transfer all of our electrical components over. Woohoo! Okay, back to work. Alright, so all the screws are out. You can see how it's kind of hanging here. You got to squeeze the end of those tabs that are directly behind the last corner bolts. That's it, she's out. She's sitting on top of the seats and headliner. So we're gonna have to use the other side because that door opens wider. Gonna need 2 hands, and we'll go ahead and get that thing out of here. Alright, that's it. Be careful taking it out. You don't want to knock your mirror down. I didn't knock my mirror down, but it was really close. So there's our sunroof assembly. One of the tabs from the sunshade actually fell out when I was, yeah, here it is, one of them. I think that's what this is. This is the thing that holds that sunshade in place. And the other one's over there still. So what I'm gonna do, I put the door molding back on behind here. I'm gonna do the same to this side. I'm gonna go get a blanket or something and just set it over top of this for the time being. And then we have to go and switch all of our electronics over to the new shade before we can put it back in. So that's gonna be a few minutes to do, and I also have to get out of the sun. I was really hoping the sun was going to disappear for the rest of the afternoon. But I guess that was a little too much to ask. Stick that back on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to need our socket. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to need this thing. And a small Torx bit to get the motor and stuff off. So I think that's where we're going to go next. Alright, so here we are with our old sunroof assembly and our new assembly. They're both positioned in the same manner. Now, when I took this one out of that other Grand Am, we had stuff zip tied together. All the wires were zip tied to the cables here. You can see one of them still is. I didn't have to cut it. This one doesn't have any zip ties on it. The wires are kind of tied together with this like fabric tape. So I wonder if this is how they came from the factory, maybe in 2003. This is an 04, so I don't know. But when I get this stuff moved over, I'm going to zip tie them like the other one was. So this should be fairly easy. We don't really have to unplug anything. We just have to move all this stuff over as is. And it's actually going to be fairly easy. To get the motor off, we have 3 Torx bits right here. That's going to pull the motor off of the cable assembly. And this module here just slides over like this. See, so basically the module's out. That's all you got to do there. We'll have it lean up against that rock. Oh, if it wants to. It's not going far, so that's fine. So I think I need a bigger size Torx, do I? No, I think that's it. What is this? 20. I think that's what I used at the junkyard. Now I'm really hoping I don't have to synchronize this. I think it should just learn. The new track is already closed 100%. Oh, and that foam there, it's kind of attached to this stuff too, so we'll just pull it off, get it situated. Okay, there's one. Like I said, these weren't extremely tight. Don't want to strip them out. There's 2. There's 3. Okay, so the motor's on. I already slid this in place here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take like these wires here, because I think these were zip tied to the cables down here. So we're going to do that. This is the sunroof button for the switch. I don't remember if that was zip tied or not. It might have been zip tied to here because this tape is off. So maybe we'll zip tie it to that part there. This is still zip tied there. I think that's really it. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll zip tie here, and we'll zip tie it up here. And then I think that's it. I think it's ready to go in. Alright, and that's it. So I've got one there. Got the one here. She should be good to go. So we're going to get it in. Before I put the glass on it and before I put the headliner up, we'll just get this in place. We'll hook it up to the, we'll hook the switch up and we will see if the assembly works. It should be fine, I'm assuming. Like I said, this is completely closed, so it should already know. The sensor should know that it's closed, I'm assuming, maybe after the first try, but it should work just fine. So let's get it going. Alright, so the sunroof is up, the assembly. What I did is I pushed those white tabs in first, so that kind of gets it lined up, it's in place. And then right now all I have are the 2 middle section screws in, and then I'm going to put the other 4 corners in right now. And then, like I said, once I have that sitting, we'll hook up our power supplies and our switch, and we'll give this a go with the headliner off, just to make sure that this is going to work out okay. If you have a sunroof shade, and it's good, now's the time before you put this in like this. You want to put that shade in, that assembly. Mine just came out through the top. I'm probably going to put it back in through the top, so it doesn't really matter to me. So let me fasten those up, and then we will check to see if our arms are working okay. And like I said, hopefully they should be. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have our powers, we have our switch, so that assembly is hooked up. Everything should be ready to go, to see if it works. I haven't had the ignition on since I discovered this mess down here, but I haven't really touched any of that, so hopefully nothing came undone. We've also got the stereo disconnected. Hopefully this isn't going to be an issue. So we're just going to turn the key to the on position, and we're going to see if our sunroof track is fine before we put the window and stuff on. We have no chime because the radio's gone. So vent. Ooh, look at that. It probably needs a little grease. We're not going to really be using this anytime soon, so I'm not going to worry about it. So it opens. It's closing. It should be closed, I think. Is one higher than the other? Oh, maybe a little bit. That's weird. I wonder. It's still better than it was. I think it's okay. Maybe once the weight's on there from the glass, maybe it'll be fine, but it's working. Try it one more time. So open. There's vent mode. And one does look like it's, maybe that's how they're supposed to be. Maybe they're not 100% perfect. But with the glass on it, you know, the glass might even it out to a point. I think it'll be fine. At least it's closed, you know. Alright, so we'll turn the key off. And we'll get the glass on it now. And now we'll see how it is with the actual glass. Alright, so all 6 of our window screws are in. Let's cross our fingers that this is going to be working just as well. I gotta dodge the headliner. Okay. Ooh, it's a little high. Alright, so we have to definitely adjust the window, but I do want to see if it's going to work anyway. Looks good here. It's moving. Yeah, so we have to loosen the screws. The front has to come up a little bit because it's sagging just a little further down. And this has to go down for sure. But for the most part, it is functionable. And it doesn't look like it's too far off from each other either, from side to side. So I say that's a win. So I'll try to adjust that real quick, and then we'll throw everything back up just in time for it to start getting dark here in a little bit. So we should be done before that. But so far I say this is a success. Alright, so I tried to adjust the window a little bit. I think, you know, I had it at a good level, tightened all the screws down, went to go use the window. Now it's still up a little bit, so I'm going to have to play with this a little more. I don't think it's going to be too big a deal. I mean, if this thing didn't get any water in it, with it wide open the way that it was for as long as it was, I don't think water's gonna really get anywhere else. But you know, we had the drains off. This track seemed to be clear, so I guess we'll find out next time it rains. But I think it's okay for now. I'll mess with it some other time. I think the front may have went down too low and this came up too high, so I'll mess with it later. I've already started getting the headliner back together. It's basically going to be in reverse order, so I got the pillars on, hanging the front up. So I'm going to head back here now. We're going to push up the back. A little tip when it comes to this light fixture, because trying to get this back into that bezel that's behind it with the 4 tabs, a little bit of a pain. You can try to do it before you put the pins in, that way you have more access to that. In my case, I had already put the pins in, as you can see, so the entire headliner is actually in place. And trying to get this back in by hand was kind of a pain from this angle because that bezel pops up from behind. So I actually used my left hand, pushed really hard, took my right hand and was able to sneak it back here, you know, and actually push down on the black bezel until all 4 of the tabs inside here, you know, until all 4 tabs locked it in place. So as you can see, it is in now, and all we have to do is put our lens back on and the lighting fixture is complete. There we go. Back trim's all pounded back into place on both sides. So next thing that I would do is put the seat belts back on, but like I said, I don't have that right size Torx bit, so I'm just gonna put the bolt in here so I don't lose it, and then I'm gonna get the correct size because I want to make sure that that's tight. You know, that's obviously for your seatbelt, you need that to be tight. So you get that up in there like that. Sorry guys. And then you just push that in and locks it in place. Let's grab the other one. There toward the top. I did it again, I'm sorry. Oh, pulled it out. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. That's it. So the back, I do believe, other than putting these seatbelts back on, the back side is complete. We have to put our garnish back up here. This thing here. We got the garnishment back on. Doesn't look like anything's been touched back here. So I'm done back here. Let's head up to the front. These things are fairly simple, like I imagined. Just get them up there, push, that's it. Alright, so there's that. Last thing I gotta do is plug in the mirror. Try to find the plug behind it. Door's been open for too long, or these don't work, one of the two. Now I don't know. Maybe they never worked. Yeah, see? Oh, there we go. So yeah. Alright. We're good. The sunroof, like I said, it's broke. It doesn't matter. There we go. So the sunroof is done. At least, you know, it's closed all the way. I don't have to keep the tape on there. Like I said, this is probably gonna have to be adjusted. I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'm sure it'll be fine as far as rain-wise. I don't really see it being an issue. It is closed. So that's pretty much it. Oh, while we're at it, let's get rid of our bezel. I already had it out from the other day. So these controls are similar to the hazard switch. First of all, you have to unplug them. I'm probably going to need both of my hands again to do this. And then you squeeze the tabs on the sides, much like the hazard switch. And the buttons themselves push through. So there's our fog lamp controls. This one I think was a little different. It has to come out the back side. Alright, so it's out. That one took a little bit of persuasion. We got our new bezel here. So this should just slide right in. I would assume. Oh, this one broke too. Oh well. Yeah, it's in there. There's one. And then this one goes in from the front side. And it should click into place. Again, it's kind of awkward when you're not using both hands. There we go. Cool. There's our new bezel without our weird hole in it. Alright. Great. That's it, guys. This vlog's long. I'm going to call it a day. So we got our sunroof taken care of, finally. I'm really glad that I was able to get this done as one of the first projects because I didn't really want it to sit with all the tape and stuff up there. I'm not going to do the tape residue cleaning tonight. I'll probably do it maybe this weekend when I'm off work. And yeah, that way that'll clean up a little bit. I might actually pull the car to the middle of the driveway maybe and give it its first wash with me if it's going to be nice on Sunday when I'm off. So we might do its first wash, and then that way we'll clean all that residue off at the same time. Everything's put back together. Everything looks like it hasn't been touched. Only the window is closed up on the top there, and we have our new fog light dimmer bezel put in. So that's it. If you guys enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. That is all that I've got for today, so I will see you guys next time. I want to thank you so much for joining, and take care.